Let's roll into it. Good evening. Good evening. What's going on? Another edition of Super Friends. We got me, myself, Poppy Kingdom, LDA, Trav, and RPC. What up? What up? There we go.
Dude,
There
man,
we go.
that music's on point. That sounds like you're on my Starship. Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
I had Nelly Nell cousin remix it for me, so I wouldn't get copyright.
Dude, that's hot, man. That's my cut, man. I kind of like, wait a minute, I know that.
Yeah, that's my second favorite song. You know, The Night Falls of Egypt is my favorite song, and then it's that one.
Yeah.
Trav, where you at, bro? Trav.
Give me 1 second.
Oh, okay. So yeah, today we talking about how to spot fake submissive chicks. Press 1 if you had a fake submissive chick. And Trav, you gonna bring us in any coming words, fellas? LDA, RPC before Trav getting himself together. He probably putting his contacts in and shit real quick. Trav, you putting your contacts in.
Oh, you know, I gotta sell my light skin. You feel me?
Gotta do all of it.
Oh, here I go.
Sister George for that super chat. She said, "Hey,
I got some company with me tonight, so she gonna listen in. She gonna be right here.
All right. Well, then show out for sure.
Tell her get ready for the show. Yeah.
Hey, I won't be able to catch this live. I'll catch the playback. Salute, brother. Salute to you, Sister George. Salute, Adelina. Adelina, me and Lawrence got something special for you. We're gonna serenade you outside of your house. That's what we're gonna do. Just as long as you tell us your favorite song, you see New Jack City, Adelina? We're gonna go out there with the trash cans and the fire. And just to show we appreciate. Me and him already talked about it. Just
vert notes.
Just for you, Adelina.
It's so
Shout
important
out to DT, Lonely Stoner. What you saying, Lawrence? Go ahead.
Can you hear me? So it's so important that we do appreciate Adelina. She coming here. She put the books up. She go over the chat, make sure it's clean. She does her work. So I want to say, I've said it to her behind the scenes. I want to say it publicly, and Alfie and I had talked about it, but I want to say it publicly. I truly appreciate what you do. Sometimes we don't give honor where honor is due, and I want to make sure I honor you for what you do inside of the chat room.
Real talk.
Yes, sir.
She the real moderator of the year. You know, people was rigging this.
Right. You know, see, it takes a real man. I know we're gonna go into the subject, but it takes a real man to be able to appreciate a woman in public and not hide it behind the scenes. But I'm just talking right now.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I'm about to say she done left or what?
And
when CJ come in here, CJ the one he want to give you the French kiss, not us.
Trav, What's that, man?
What?
CJ want to give you the French kiss. Where Chris James at? You know Chris James love Adelina.
Oh my God, they be cupcaking on her.
He love Adelina, baby. What's going on, Trav? You don't hear us? What? It seems like you ain't responding to what we're saying.
Now.
He froze, man.
Yeah, you froze, man. You look like you're just staring at. Oh, there you go.
You good?
There we go. Now my internet was tripping for a second. Yeah. You guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, man. We're waiting on you, man. Spark it off.
Okay.
Spark the cipher off.
So.
Oh, damn, you can't hear us.
This is a Trav production. That's why we're sitting here looking.
Exactly. Hey, yo, all right, so boom. So while Trav is figuring out his Wi-Fi and all that, I think before we even begin, I think we need to answer the question. You know how I like to do it. We have to answer the question: What is submission, man? What does it mean, at least for this conversation? So, anybody want to take that? So I know, so we're all on the right page.
Submission to me is just basically taking leadership. That's my cold cut answer, man.
What do you mean? What do you mean taking leadership? What do you mean? Submission.
Taking leadership, meaning like I'm the captain, and then you listen.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
It don't mean you my slave and shit though.
No, I definitely don't
mean like, and then also it's a vibe too, because submissive is a very feminine energy.
Yes, it is.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, because women are like do little gestures for you or little favors, and think that that's being submissive, but you got to have a feeling for it too. You got to have. It's not about what you do; it's how you do it. It's like you can call me and tell me good morning because you're trying to figure out what I was doing last night by if I answer the phone or not. Or you can just be like, good morning. I hope you had a good day because I prayed for you last night. See, that's
I see what you're saying. Got you. Anything you'd add to that, LDA?
I'm going to look up a definition: the act or fact of accepting or yielding to superior force or the will or authority of another. So in essence, submission is a lot of times people think submission is something that you force on somebody, but it's actually, in the context of what we're going to use in him, submission is a gift that a woman gives to a man, and it's a gift that I expect on the unfront. So all the people who try to use the Bible, don't use it, because I'll whoop you up and down these YouTube streets trying to use the Bible and say, well, you know what a man you submit to? No, it never said the man submit.
I never read that. Went to Catholic school for 12 years. Never saw that in my life. Go ahead.
It says the woman is submit to your husband. So we can go that whole route, but submission is a matter of the heart, and it's something that I expect, but it's also a gift. And like both of you guys said, it is not slavery. Nope. None of us want slaves at all. She needs to have at least be able to think. You got to think to submit on some level.
I'm sexual. My woman needs to have a brain in her skull and to even deal with me on that type of level. Period. Right. For it to even qualify to even fill out the application. But go ahead, Trav. So we know what submission is. Tell us about a woman giving fake submission.
Well, I think the thing that I noticed is like when I first started regularly dating chicks is like if they did certain things for me, I thought that was submission. Like, let's say they cooked for me or something like that, and I was like, oh, she cooked. But then I started realizing, nah, she was cooking that shit anyway, or like she wanted to cook that for herself, and that was just I was there. You know what I mean? So that wasn't really like I thought things she was doing were things that were bigger than what they really are. You know what I'm saying? Like, or if you're doing things with her, but it's things that she wants to do. Like some girls are really good at that. Like they put you in their program, you know what I mean? And you think because you're talking with her, it's all good. So it's like, or it's like you got submission and then it changes. You know what I mean? So the reason why I was coming on here and wanted to do this is because when is the submission temporary and when is it really long term? What are you looking for? So that's why I wanted to host.
Can you say that again?
When is the submission temporary and just for her needs, and when is the submission really because she's really submitting to you and she sees you as real value? Because we've all had women submit and be on the program and then all of a sudden switch out of nowhere, and you're like, what the fuck? You know what I'm
saying? First thing that came to my mind when you said when is it, I think you asked when is it long term and when is it short term?
Yeah, or when is it more genuine and when is it not? When is it without an agenda?
I mean, this topic in general is like it's tough for me to grasp because what I thought when I heard the topic was, you know, I don't even know what. Now that you described it, I know what you mean. But when I first heard the title, I didn't understand what fake submission was because if I thought that a chick wasn't genuine in her submission, in my mind I wouldn't categorize it as submission. I categorize it as she's trying to finesse me, or you know what I'm saying, or whatever type of words that is. But now that you define it like that, short-term submission in my mind, like I said, I'm just freestyling. I see short-term submission when I'm imagining when a woman is dealing with a dude who she feels is high status, or to even be more honest, a dude who has a lot of money. So she may feel like she needs to submit to him. And when I say a lot of money, it doesn't necessarily have to be a millionaire or anything like that. Because like I said, I work in the hospital. So I work around doctors. I work around, you know, the head of vascular, the head of orthopedics, who's bringing in millions of dollars into the hospital so they themselves make money themselves. And the way that some of these nurses act towards these surgeons, if not some of these residents, understand, I make more than a resident, okay? But because they have that status, women will, at least the nurses that I see around them and the other, the nurses that I see around them will be submissive. Now, as far as long-term submission, what I imagine is what I stated before, which is I want respect over love 25 hours out the day, 8 days out the week from anybody, especially the female that I'm with. So as far as long-term submission, I think females submit to not only masculinity and leadership, but also to the respect that I don't want to say you give it to them. It's like they grasp onto, like it becomes a part of them. Because my thing is, once a chick respects you, like I've never had a chick had respect for me and lost that respect for me doing nothing. Whereas a chick could say she loved me, here's something about me in the street, and come back, oh, you a piece of So love, I have to say love is fleeting, love is an emotion, but respect, whole different situation. So to end it off, short term is a chick who thinks the guy has status, has money, this, that, and the third. Long term, the chick gotta respect you, man. Because once she respects you, she's not gonna lose that. As long as you continue being who you are. Amen.
Great. Shout out to Zazo for the super chat. He said, "Police, fellas, peace." I said, "Police, peace, fellas." Motu, you can come chime in if you want to, bro.
Well, I think the other thing too is even if you know you do have submission, like people change. So sometimes it's like, you know, as you change and you get older, like sometimes she might not be with your program no more because maybe she's just not with it. Like she wants to go on a whole nother wave. So I think that's the other thing too, is that just because she's submitting doesn't mean she can't change, because she might change as a person. We all change every 5 years, right? So you know what I'm saying? That's the other thing too.
But I was gonna say, you know, not even grown males, but men change every 5 years. I wouldn't say that about females per se. You know what I'm saying? Like I would say they change based on the dude that they're with at that time, or if they're single, what television programs, or you know what I'm saying, what girlfriends they talk to. So that's how they change. I think men evolve every 3 to 5 years because of the reading that they do, the experiences that they have, the knowledge that they're building, to the point where, you know, it changes their mindset. I mean, so I was gonna say something else, but yeah, I don't necessarily believe that women change. And as far as like you saying that a woman could be submissive to a guy that changes, what I think is if you really have a chick like a program to what you're doing, it's like if you do it correctly, it's like what you got going on is like a part of her life. Like that's like the main course. And I mean, too many times dudes are in a relationship with chicks who, you know, they want to do they want to have their own business, or they want, you know, go out and work in the workforce. And what I said earlier in Player for Life panel on the show, shout out to AP, I was saying, like, you know, one of the problems that's not addressed is the fact that when a woman has a job or a career, she's a career-driven woman. Like they say, you can't have two masters. So if you're a career-driven woman and you have a job or whatever it is, who comes first? Your boss at your job or your man? You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, if a woman has that respect that we're talking about, well, if she has that fake submission, yeah. When her boss asks you to stay, extra 3 hours, and you tell her, yo, I need you to pick me up from XYZ. I know it's like 10 minutes after you get off. A chick who's not submissive to that, to her man, she's gonna be like, oh no, well, my boss said I need to stay another 3 hours. You're gonna have to find another way. What? You know what I mean? So that's something that dudes gotta recognize too. Okay, that could be fake submission. A chick, doing things for you, but when it comes to her job or what her job needs her to do, she's gonna do that over what you need her to do. So that's an example I could think of off top what fake submission looks like. And I mean, unless her job needs her to do something, she's down for whatever you need to do.
Let me say this because I think it's pretty. I like what everyone is saying, but let me say this. So you said program. We can say into how you're going to do things. Submission is not just a one stop. She submits one time. Submission is an ongoing thing. So many times if you're running an organization or you're running a program, what they do is they have reviews. They have a mid-year review and they have a annual review. And then they have maybe a 3-year, 5-year review. So what can happen is that you have a conversation on where you are at that point. You know what I mean? So when you have a conversation like, babe, everything's going good. I noticed this. And she'll say, well, I noticed some things. But you letting her know, this is what I noticed. I noticed this is not going like it was. So what do we do? This is what I'm just going to show you, or I'm going to say what needs to happen. So it's not a one-time conversation. It's a continuing conversation. So a lot of times we as men have to learn how to maintain a relationship. See, we think submission is once she said, I submit, that's it. No, she can get family in her ear. She can get friends. She can get TV. She can get with that Fox Soul girls in her ear. She can get,
that's fact.
Anybody in her ear to deter from what you're doing. So what you have to do is it's a constant communication. Now most guys, I don't feel like doing that. If I said it, that's it. No. It's a constant communication. This is what we do. This is how we maintain a relationship. Because as you stated, we change every 5 years. So remember, she's always reflecting you. So as you change, you gotta do like you do on a computer. You always have to do an update on a computer. So what you're doing is you got to update with a new apps, the new program, the new how things are going. But the thing that we miss it as men is we don't give her the updates, but we want her to be updated.
That's true.
So what we have to do is learn how to communicate. Hey, babe. But this the other thing too. I got to throw this in so I don't forget it. You got to know how to praise the woman for the submission that she has given you. See, this that's a hard pill to do. You got to know what, babe. When you did that did something too. That. Guess what she's
yeah. That's earned, of course.
Hey, honestly, bro, that's not hard for me to do. Like, I give you kudos when you be doing shit right, but right? Yeah. So I mean, I'm just be saying it's like I like to give praise when shit goes right. But yeah, if I see something going wrong, I go hard because I don't really do shit wrong. So if I'm seeing like some energy come my way, it's like, yo, I'm really trying to maintain everything cool right now. It's like, why are you fucking this up? Like, that's my mentality. That's why it's easy for me to go hard because I'm not some slouch. But I mean, I understand though, there are a lot of guys though that get lazy as fuck once they get the chick and they're in a relationship. And it's harder to be with one girl long term than many girls just for a little bit.
Yeah, I did a video on that today, man. Monogamy is a full-time job.
Full-time.
Hey, I don't know the Jaguar. Pardon me, but I don't understand your question when you say, "Can I get the plan for the live stream?" I don't even know what that means, man.
Maybe
hey, Jaguar, can you reword that question for me?
So I don't know. So he's so cute. I don't know who you're talking about, but it's so important that even in monogamy, even with monogamy, and when you have multiple women, you got to be. What's going on? I don't know, Vonnie. I don't know why.
Building. Let's go.
Salute, man. How y'all doing this evening?
We good, man. We here.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. I'm just tuning in, man. I ain't want to stop y'all from rapping, man. I'm listening, trying to catch up.
No doubt. Vonnie, you know we fucks with you, bro. You always loud, man. Come on now.
Bro.
So it's so important that
Why the only ones that can get up here and don't say shit. I said squad is the only ones that can get up here and be quiet. Like everybody else, if you ain't talking, you got to get your ass out.
Adelina's giving me props. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So I was saying it's important that even when we to spot how there can be temporary submission in order because it's a benefactor to her. But if you deal with the woman correctly and you share with her, hey, I see what you're doing, and you have to bring light to it. I see that you're doing this because you want to be a benefactor to her. What you're going to do is either she's going to stay on the ship or she's going to go. So that's why it's so important that you vet a woman, and also you constantly challenge the woman.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes what happens is you're in between those two valleys of vetting and challenging, and you're questioning her submission. You need to question, because
LDA, you're on fire right now, bro.
Oh, well.
I'm just talking. Let's go.
Oh, okay. So
you said you was on fire, bro. You didn't say nothing bad.
So that's why it's so important. It's so important in the valley of vetting and challenge a woman. You got to do a report card. The first report card you must do the first report card on yourself. The second report card you must do a report card of everybody that's in your life. If you do not do that, how can you know it's fake or if it's for real? Because remember,
that's a good point, because you got to go outside of even just your relationship with your woman. You need to see your other relationships, because it all correlates. Because everything is not just, and that's the thing we always talk about, is that guys always think everything is just related in game. It's like as far as in women, no, it's principles outside of women in manhood that also correlate with relationships. So you know what I'm saying? That's a good point.
Right. So you have to make sure that the woman understands what's going on. Like I have a thing, I don't like eggs, but I can eat boiled eggs. Do not bring me scrambled eggs for breakfast.
Yeah. And you might think, people might think you're tripping on that, but no, you're not listening to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're not listening. What do women say to us? You're not listening to me.
See that?
And that's
You gotta listen. You see that? You gotta listen. That's the most important. It's not only me saying this.
I have a whole teaching on that. I did years ago, but the difference between listening and hearing. And sometimes it's not the words that's said, it's the words in between the words that are not said.
Oh, fact.
And sometimes it is not what she did not say. It's like in music. Come on, Trav. Is when the note is going and it drops and there's a pause and then it goes to the next, right? Am I correct?
Right.
So it makes the music have a nice flow to it. But a lot of times they are not listening because we have not taught ourselves how to listen and to hear a woman effectively. A woman will give you the freaking playbook if you just pay attention.
That is so true, bro. Especially Go ahead, Vonnie.
No, y'all taking the words out my mouth, man. LDA is saying shit that I've been thinking, man. So I can't really say it no better. And just to end, like what he said, like you don't have to ask a woman certain things. Like, I think the corniest shit to me is to ask a woman what is her favorite sexual position. You don't have to ask no woman no shit like that, because if you fuck, you're gonna find out what her favorite position is. You know what I'm saying? So you never have to ask them. And just like what he was saying, like you have to vet the people in your life, but you have to vet yourself first. I know with me, any woman I deal with, I always tell them, you know, any type of long-term expectations, you know, we have to be on the same page. If we are not on the same page in life and as far as what we want out of life, then there's no reason for us to be in any type of long-term engagement, any type of long-term entitlements. But like LDA said, you have to know what you want first. As a man, what is your purpose? What is you going for? How are you going to go about doing it? Why do you want to do it? See, a lot of, from what I'm starting to understand, like a lot of people that get in relationships and marriages, a lot of shit fail because a lot of dudes, especially, they don't even see no purpose in themselves until they get into a relationship. You know what I'm saying? So you should already have your purpose regardless of whoever's in your life. So everything, once again, starts with you. And as far as like, I think the title was Fake Submission, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So once again, like LDA was saying, like a lot of dudes just expect some woman just to come and she just kneel down on her knees. Like it's gonna take continuous conversations, continuous checkups, continuous self-check-ins. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to keep talking to this chick, man. Like it's just not no one thing. And to me, submission is just a woman trusting you. You know what I'm saying? Like me personally, I don't want no woman to be my slave. She got to trust my vision. If she's fucking with me, and if I got a vision, she got to be able to trust that I know the direction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
let me say something a pimp said. Can I say something a pimp said? It's okay. Can I say that? It's all right.
Oh,
Yeah,
go ahead.
You're the church guy, so like, you got to be okay with it. Shit.
I'm the church guy. Praise him.
Vision.
Church.
Yeah.
Church. So a pimp said this, and I'm trying to think of his name, man. But he said this. What he did was when he knocked the young lady off, he immediately took her from the other pimp. He brought her to his place. He was brought to the lady who was running the whole establishment, but he was the pimp. You understand what I'm saying? Without using the certain terms. But what he did was he set the women down every day before they went out on the track and explained to them what the program was and what he expected. Why did he do it every day? Because they can go out there and get information from anywhere. Another pimp can knock them off, anything like that. But once they get the repetitive information from him as the pimp, guess what happens? She now sticks with his program. I'm trying to think of the guy's name. Everybody read his book, but that's the key there. Repetitive. This is what it is. What happens is either she's going to go along or she's now going to embody the words that you say. So hence the Bible, since y'all want to throw my church stuff out there, your words now become flesh walking around. Well, your words that you say now become flesh. Why do they become flesh? Because she's taking what you're saying and embodying them. I'm just talking right now. I'm just trying to maybe too much.
I think the key too for me, one point I want to put out there is, even though if you have submission is always conditional. And the reason why I say that is this. I mean, my last relationship, that was 7 years, bruh, for the 6.5, I really didn't have issues like that. But then when shit got real, because everything was on clouds, there was no problem. But when we hit a real life moment, then you see who's real and who's not. And they could bail at any time. And I didn't see that. But the thing is you're submitting to me because the thing is you could go at any time. So I'm not fucking my shit up for you. That's why I need submission while you're with me, because you could unsubmit to me too. So while you're with me, you can't be fucking up while I'm doing. So if you want to dip out, I didn't fuck up anything while you were there. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm doing.
I think guys need to realize I did a video on that too. Guys need to value their time and their attention more. They give their especially their attention too easily and too freely, not realizing that these are things that they can never get back in their lives, man. So be more mindful of that, man. Be more conscious of your time and the attention that you give female. I feel that unless I'm working with a chick, I feel like a chick needs to earn my attention. Yo, you don't know how serious I think that is, man. Like, there's times where I could be walking down the street and I see a chick wearing something wild. I'm in New York, so I could see a chick wearing something wild coming up down the street, and immediately I know she's wearing that for attention. So what I do, I make sure I'm actually looking a complete 180 degrees in the opposite direction where she's looking. Or I'm looking, definitely not looking down. I happen to look at my phone. I want her to know I'm giving you none of my attention. I'm not even. She do be thinking, all right, I'm gonna make sure the chick doesn't see me see her, and they do one of these after she walk by. But then other chicks see you doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That's just not me, man. My attention.
No, that is fact.
That important. I don't even do this. You know what I do? Because I am still a heterosexual male that likes to look at voluptuous women. So what I do is when I look, you know what I'm saying, at a 90-degree angle, guess what's over there? A fucking reflection. So I'll see it through can you really see my eyes through here? No, these are the type of glasses that I wear. So not only can you not see my eyes, I'll look away and I'll see your ass in reflection. So I get to see what I want to see, what I give you the attention.
Nah, that's fact. You gotta have that.
Let me say this. This is a trick for fake submission. When you initially meet a chick and she's like saying yes to everything off the gate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I'm not a fan of that. Go ahead.
You meet her and you're the greatest, and it's like, and then when you meet a chick like back in 2015, or just when you meet women and then they already planning their life with you and shit before they even like know who you are. So if I meet a chick and we're having a conversation, and maybe I've been out with her one or two times, and she's talking about like what kind of babies we gonna have, and we had cute looking kids, you had nice hair, I had that kind of shit. It's like, okay, so I'm gonna look at it like, see, a lot of times dudes don't know that women already have what they want. How I want to say it. Women already have an idea of what they want, and you just get plugged into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I feel like my life is complete, and all I need is a woman who's 6 foot and 165 pounds, and I meet one, it's not that she's so special. I'm just plugging her into what I felt like I needed to be complete. And then sometimes dudes, like sometimes you may meet a matter of fact, this is some fire game, really. A lot of times, matter of fact, this is the real game. I didn't really thought about it. And y'all press a 1 in the chat if y'all agree with what I'm saying. This is the number one. I'm turning the music off. This is the number one. This is the number one sign for fake submission. A lot of times you guys meet and you date women, and you are meeting women on the rebound. The women on the rebound are the most submissive women that you ever gonna meet, because this is what happens. So a woman, right? She's in a relationship, right? So when the woman's in a relationship long term, her interest and her investment, it gets but so high, right? So when they break that relationship, they're still used to that type of connection, right? So they're used to that high level connection.
That's fact.
So what happens is when they break the situation off, they plug the rebound man in because they want to get back to that connection instantly. Instead of going back to the club, going back on Tinder, no. So if they were in love, give me some fire sounds and a super chat. So if they was in love and stuff, it's like they're plugging you in just to keep that connection going, but you're just another person. You see what I'm saying? The same way you can meet, the same way if you got heartbroken and then you meet a chick that's somewhat decent, you're gonna plug her into your emotional shit because you're used to you're investing and you're used to having that type of interaction with a woman. You don't want to go back to what's your name, what's your phone number. You already plugging her in, and that's how come they burn out fast, because it's not based on real shit. Sometimes women, you think you in love with dudes, but unfortunately, you're just in love with the idea of that man and what he can be, and not actually what he is. And I'm gonna fall back on that one now.
Nah,
dude, let me say something on that. Let me say something on that. Dude, man, you took what I was going to post tomorrow. I got feedback.
It's because I'm your ghostwriter, bro. That's why.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm doing everything you're doing because I'm writing all your stuff, Lawrence.
Don't start, Bert and Ernie.
Don't start that, man.
So what I was going to say was, what I was going to post tomorrow, I'm probably going to do it because you add some points. You got to be careful that you don't allow someone to make you their placeholder for the time being.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of times we got to be. So when a woman has now as being super submissive on the onset without no evidence of why she's doing it, your tendency to go up and say, why are you doing this? It's fair. The reason why is because no matter what, you gotta gauge what is your intention and what is your motive for what you're doing. Now, clearly, if they're after your own scrutiny, you realize, and I don't mean you just taking her apart, but I mean is you say, you know what, she's doing this genuinely. But you got to be wise enough to know when someone is doing genuinely or when they're not doing it genuinely.
Hey, I remember I knew this chick, right? I knew this chick. Actually, look, this is funny. So how it go? So this was my cousin friend that he grew up with. So I didn't even have no interaction with her really. I remember she had hit me on Facebook, right? So she hit me on Facebook, and she was super thirsty for me, and it was kind of annoying. And so, but she was a personal trainer, so I was like, "Fuck it, well, she a personal trainer. Let me get some like free lessons about this shit then." So my ass confirmed that I was gonna be down with it, and then she got super into it. So the first time I met up with her, she had like my meal prep for that week. She bought all my materials and shit. She bought me some running shoes. Nigga, I never even touched her, bro. All I did was said, okay, we can see what's up with the personal training. And shit, it wasn't good, bro. It was too much too soon, and she just got her ass fired. I never hit that. I never even. It was too much because the way I felt like is like if you all excited just about the possibility of us hanging out, because we didn't even hang out like a date. We hung out like we doing some personal training, but she had the shit prepared like as if she was my woman and this is what we were gonna be doing. And that made me fall back because it was just too much. Like, damn, lady, like you don't know shit about me. I could be a dude that'll slap the hell out of you, and you all thinking I'm a prince and all of this shit. I'm not the one.
Yeah.
Man.
There's a desperation to it. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. When she had the shoe, when she came with the shoes, bro, I don't even know how it would, because I never even told her what size shoe I wore. So I didn't even tell her that, bro. So I don't know how she found out, but it was creepy.
Nah, bro. I had a when I was in college, right? There was this Puerto Rican chick that I knocked through MySpace. So I was like, oh shit, it's always Mexican in California, but that was the first Puerto Rican I ever talked to. So I was like, oh, okay. So she came through and she was good looking, but she was like too on it. Like that was the first time I experienced, like she was talking about kids. She was always looking for a black dude with like green eyes and shit. And it was like creepy, bro. It was like, she was talking about like asking hella specifics and details, like way too much. Like it was like, bro, like I had to get her out of there because I was like, well, this is like too much. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, like you said, like it was the idea of me. You know what I'm saying? She was trying to plug and play me. I was like a commodity type thing. It wasn't cool at all. It was gonna be a headache. So I know what you're saying.
Fake submission. Hey, you want to hear about another funny one? I got y'all put a fire sign chat. I got some funny thirsties. I got some good thirsty.
Hold on. I hope y'all see the chat. That's all I'm saying. Because my facial expression is expressing what I say, what I want to say from what I see in the chat.
Hey, speak your mind, LDA. I don't see what you're talking about.
Stop blinking, Trav. That's all I got to say. Stop blinking.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Look, hey, I just do me.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
I see it. I'm like Darth Vader. I see it all. Somebody trying to be somebody's daddy.
So she getting real thirsty because she even said stick to the Russians. So she incorporated her whole race into it. So now, see, now I know she.
I never dated a Russian. I'll be my first.
You could. Yeah, that'll be a first for you, Trav. If you can pull off a 2-for-1 right now, you saucy. Let's see if you can do it.
I think you can, dude. I don't got no money on it. I think you can.
Where we go? Let's see.
Competition in the chat. Right?
Do it. I gotta always do this. I gotta do disclaimers now. All my women's stories, they happen like 2010 and under. Nothing happened in 2020, 2019, 2018, 2017, 2016, 2015 either. Because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. So everything happened before you.
Hey, so let me ask you guys this. What is your assessment then of the whole Dr. Dre situation with his wife? Like, why do you think it went to the point to where if they've been together so long and now she's like taking money out of the account and all that? Like, I mean, there's so much that could happen in that time.
They hate each other, bro. That's why.
You know what? You know what's funny about this situation? I remember when Dr. Dre first put out that 2001 Chronic, and I read an article. He was giving credit to his wife for the reason that he got motivated to rap again. And I remember thinking back then, like, wow, she must be a hell of a fucking woman if she motivated him to make this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
You never know. I mean, when was that? That was like almost 20 years ago. So they've been together for what, 20 plus years? So
maybe like 25 years, something like that.
Maybe it was good in the beginning. Maybe it was good then. You don't know. Maybe he was so focused on his music that he didn't have time for it. I mean, we don't know. What y'all think?
I think the type of lifestyle that they live is foreign to us, man. Because Dre's a billionaire. Is a billionaire or damn near a billionaire. So we don't even know the type of situation they went through or whatever, or what type of marriage they had.
You know what I heard, bro? And I'm not even trying to start rumors, but when it first happened, I think his name is Carcino. He a YouTuber. He got like about 200,000 subs. He did a video on it. So basically, his take was Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine had a secret gay relationship, and so it was kind of starting off as a bribe that she was kind of like, he had been having a homosexual relationship with Jimmy Iovine. If y'all know who Jimmy Iovine is, he's the owner of Interscope Records and Death Row and all of that stuff. So
allegedly.
I'm not reporting the news. Y'all can go look at it.
Allegedly. This is allegedly. I want to legally protect you right now. Allegedly this happened.
Yeah, allegedly. And then so they said that they had it makes sense though, because Jimmy Iovine gay. So they was being gay. And then so basically they've been together for hella long. So she just want to live her life. So she just kind of want to break away and get her money and be separate and let him do his shit. And maybe like it started off as a bribe or some shit and it just got out of control. I don't know. But yeah, that's what I heard. It makes sense to me though. I've been thought both them cats was gay, but not necessarily gay with each other. But when I look back about who got signed and the relationship, watching Welcome to Death Row, it's possible, bro. Because these cats in Hollywood be having their own little world and the shit that they got going on, man. That only
That's
they.
what I'm saying.
I'm
Right.
tired of this. I'm tired of this Sesame Street stuff, man. I'm tired of this Sesame Street stuff. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of this Sesame Street stuff, man. I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hey, so,
All that. I'm tired of that.
so let me ask this: in the situations where you see, you'll have like I think it's like Kevin Garnett, like he's married, and then it's like 2 to 5 years after some of these ball players are out the leagues, the wives go. You know what I'm saying? It's like the marriages are done and shit. And it's like, what was the deal there? Like, I was always just them just being played for the money and shit, and not seeing it. Like,
I mean, that's the easy alley-oop right there. It was winning for the money, period. Yeah. Money and status. Yeah. Once they done with their career, they don't need them no more, and they try to take some of their money. Go ahead, LDA.
Celebrities, believe it or not, a lot of those athletes, they don't even got the type of game that we got. They got,
I know that,
but they ain't even got the game that we got.
So, no, remember, I worked at ESPN, bro. So and there's production assistant women there, intern women there, and we're around those athletes and former athletes every day. So we competing in the same pool. So you know what I'm saying? I had Hall of Famers trying to get at the chicks I was messing with.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So that's the point. Exactly like you were just saying. A lot of these guys we perceive because of the amount of money that they have the level of game that we are or information that we're getting, but they do not. What they're doing is a lot of them are getting information from. I might as well hit this one from a single mother's point of view and not the dynamic of someone who can bring in the whole scope of how life really is and how to deal with women. So even though we think they muscles, they can throw the ball, they can dribble down the court, but behind the scenes, these guys are seriously flawed and they're handicapped. That's why I believe it's so. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Trav. They have programs to tell them when they get into the league or getting ready for the league, do this when you deal with a certain girl. You need to do
symposium. That. Yeah, rookie symposium.
They have to. Why do you have to have that? Because there's a lack of masculine men showing them the way on how to walk at this different level. Mm. When I was with my mentor, we were at a certain level. And it was pretty much known you don't ride in the car with a woman. You don't ride in the front seat. You ride in the back. When you're going somewhere, you do certain. When we were in New York, you do a certain thing. Why? Because my reputation and the reputation of my mentor was on the line. So everything was done strategically. So if I did something, it was away from where everything was going on. Why? Because you're protecting your name, but you're also protecting who you represent. But it's something that needs to be taught. It's just something that needs to be taught.
Yeah. My thing too is like with me, like I don't feel bad wanting. I mean, you shouldn't feel bad, but I demand submission because my shit is tight, nigga. Like I'm not like the normal dude, so it's like I know I'm bringing value to the table. Like I'm not just like coming over here like a lazy motherfucker with nothing going on. It's like, nah, like I got a lot of shit going on, with or without you. So it's like when you're around, yeah, there's a little bit of ego, and I mean, but yeah, it's like, bro, I feel like I'm always doing tighter shit. So it's like, come roll with me. Don't fuck it up. Like, don't fuck it up. Don't gotta change too much of what I'm doing because this shit's been working. I don't need a fucking life coach. So that's my thing. If you understand that role, we Gucci. But I just notice a lot of times it's like when people get complacent with each other, people get too used to each other. Like motherfuckers want to like kind of like cross boundaries, and that's where it's kind of like you have to know. It's like you got to reinforce that submission sometimes too. It's like don't cross these boundaries. Don't get too comfortable. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Hey, Trav, something is quite interesting. Every man does not deserve submission.
Hell no, bruh. So many weak ass niggas out here. Fuck them.
Every man that's in serve submission, and then to flip back to what Alfie was saying, when the woman is doing all this, could we say that some women go into simp mode?
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Say again.
That's all. Let me repeat it.
Simp mode, he said.
So you gave the example how the woman was doing all this stuff just relatively right off the bat. Could a woman go into simp mode and not in her feminine mode, and she's simping for you instead of being with you?
Yeah.
So we have women that can be simps too.
Hell yeah, bro.
Hey, bro. Hey, Trav. It's funny Hazel said that because I was thinking that to myself, but I just wanted to wait till he finished talking. Yeah, we need you to get back into the entertainment so you can just put us on and we can be doing these $100,000, $10,000 consultations,
right?
NBA players.
It's crazy because I'll say this. So okay, so this is.
Let me get some D League players giving me like 20 bands. I'm cool.
No, so this is true shit. This is true shit. This is true shit, bro. So I'm gonna say this, and I'll keep it at this. This athlete was because if I say this, you're gonna get it. So I gotta make it broad. He's top 10 in football or basketball of all time. So you know who this guy is, right? So I'm like working at ESPN. So what it is downtown at the bottom of ESPN is where the production assistants are at. We're all the entry level people. The athletes are at the top and they got the penthouse shit. So if you see especially a Hall of Famer down there, you're like, the only reason why you're here is because you're trying to fuck one of these girls. You know what I'm saying? Like you would not be down here. So he's over here talking to someone who came in with me at the same time. And then I'm thinking like, number one, I was like, what the fuck is he doing, bro? I was like, why wouldn't you go and holler at like the top models and shit like that? Why would you come down here? Like these chicks have nothing going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then he had no game, bro. She was telling me like all the shit he was doing in his approach. And he was trying to throw his whole resume as why she should fuck with him. And she was like, that was how he act. Like, you know what I'm saying? He had no soul. And like, you know what I'm saying? And she liked me probably. Like, I don't know, but I got that vibe. I know. But it's like, I was like, damn, bro, I was disappointed because I'm like, damn, like you would think, like I looked up to this person, you know what I mean? And then I hear what they did. They were hella corny and like, yeah, you see my ring. And it's like, what, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, and that's why they're getting played because they're that stupid and ignorant, bro. No.
That's not only with athletes, man. That's I noticed that with a lot of guys with money, man. The other day, I was kicking it with my homeboy. We in a cigar bar or a cigar lounge, and out here in Dallas, and the owner is a black dude, real cool brother, right? So we chilling. So then the young lady that I was kicking it with, she came to the cigar lounge and kicked it with her. So she came in, the dude, the owner, he immediately introduced himself, and I peeped. It was funny to me because he just had to tell her, yeah, I'm the owner too. And I'm thinking in my head, like, why do you have to say that? Like, you don't even have to say no shit like that. It's gonna show, you know what I mean? If you walking around, this is your business, it's going to show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't even have to say that shit.
You made your bossiness unbossy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we talked about that shit today, and she brought it up. Like, why the fuck? Why did he have to tell me that he's the owner? Like, dude,
she picked up on that.
All y'all dudes, you know what I'm saying? They may have money. You don't have to do shit like that, man. Like females think that shit is corny, man. It's corny.
It's all about showing improving, man. Show improve.
Exactly.
I think the key is, bro, like you have to be present in the moment and just have soul and have a good vibe, bro. Like you just have to be able to just kind of improv and just put great feel and know how to capture the moment at any time. And that is really a simple skill like that. But a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people are like functioning robots that know a limited scope of life, whether they're good at it or not. You know what I'm saying? But it's like for example, like you could be hella good at football like Russell Wilson, but I do not want to be like him. He's a fucking robot of a guy, I can tell. Sorry if he hears this, but yeah, it's just what I see. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be somebody that is really in touch with myself, that people can't fucking use and abuse, that I have my own right to my soul, and you can't control me, and I can see everything that's going on. Those are the attractive guys in life. Period.
Think about this. If the guy in the cigar bar has to announce that, there's some level of insecurity that's there. That's why he announce it. If you are who you are, some things is not even said. You just know it. Who I am. It just shows up.
Right.
You gotta announce. I own the cigar bar. You know, I'm the Don Juan of the cigar bar place. You know, what kind would you like? Short or green or red? If you got to do all that, there's some level of insecurity there, because I'm giving an example. I went to a cigar bar in Miami. I didn't even know who the owner was until I left. Oh, that was the owner over there. He was over there rolling the cigars by hand. It's things like that.
Right.
You're secure in who you are.
Right.
I don't know why men don't get it.
And that's I was gonna say that it would have been a better look if somebody said, "Oh, wow, you're the owner too." Like, yeah, you don't have to see it. Somebody notices it from whatever reason.
Because one thing, bro, what women are better at, we let our egos drive us too much. That's the thing, bro. As men, we're too ego driven.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to have ego to be successful. Like, you gotta feel yourself. But we don't have that shit in check a lot of times.
Turn your ego into your pet, man. I did a video on that also, man. Y'all, man, whoever's listening to the playback, man, check my channel out, man. A lot of the things that we talking about here, man, I did videos on, so y'all check it out so you can get an unpacking of these topics.
I think that it's so much more sexier and intriguing to allow a woman to figure you out. They want to figure you out. Like, to me, let's just say if I'm the guy, I got a condo or I got an apartment building, and I'm staying in one of the units.
Hey, where you at, Bonnie, right now?
I'm in Dallas.
I seen your picture right before I went on, but I didn't get a chance to like read the caption and all of that.
Yeah, I'm in Dallas, man. Matter of fact, I got to hop on a plane back home in the morning, so I'm just up here kicking it with y'all for a minute. But so let's just say if I got a Mercedes-Benz, brand new Mercedes-Benz, and it's parked on the property, and I'm going out on a date with a chick. For one thing, I'm not even going to go pick the chick up. She's not even going to know that Benz is mine. You know what I'm saying? I'm picking her up in the raggedy shit. And then if she comes down to my place, she's not even going to know that I own the building. She's going to think that I'm just the tenant there. I'd rather her find out. Women love to find out shit about dudes. You know what I'm saying? You have to give them the chance and allow them to be intrigued to figure you out. That shit is corny, man, when you have to tell a motherfucker like who you are and I'm this and do you know who I am? Like,
hey, Bonnie, I second that. I'm always the brokest nigga, bro. I'm always broke. If I got some money, I'll never like. You won't know it. I mean, well, you can think it all you want, but you're not gonna hear me say it or me reference it. It's just gonna. I don't know. That's just how I live. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta do your own little thing.
It's funny, bro. It's funny because women don't understand how much niggas do shit for pussy and how much they don't need to do shit for pussy. Like, for real, like guys work these hard ass jobs that they don't even like, and they'll be hella successful just because they think that they need that because that's the prerequisite to get the women they want. Like, and that's how the society has been created to keep men in the rat race. Because it's like, once you really know how this shit goes, bro, you're kind of free. You make smarter decisions, dude. Like, you're more aware. You live more of your own life because you know you don't have to. You can cut out the extra. Does that make sense? Like, I know, like, bro, like when I'm working in some of these poor men that they can't have nothing less than this and that. I'm like, damn, your wives don't love y'all, motherfuckers. I'm like, these motherfuckers are just the workhorses that give their bills being paid. So, I don't. Yeah, that's the world we live in, bro.
Because a lie has been propagated that women don't want sex just as much as men. Actually, women want sex more than men if you really paid attention to it.
A lot of times, yeah.
But what happens is guys put their foot in their mouth and mess up the interaction because of what they said or what they're doing. Women want to have sex more than most guys want to realize, and more frequently than you realize. But I'm gonna leave it right there,
bro.
That's a reason why they're not giving submission too, because you don't understand that. That's a big one too, because guys will be like, there's a thing about being respectful, but you have to be sexual, bruh. So if a woman sees you as see, this is where the nice guy thing comes in, because it's like, yeah, you're not being a pushover, and you do want to be a nice guy, but you need to be sexual, bruh. If you don't have confidence and sexual confidence, you're not going to get submission, because you can have all of everything. Your LinkedIn could be perfect, bro, but if she thinks you can't knock that pussy down, it ain't happening.
Yeah, big dick energy is important, bro. Like I know I got big dick energy,
bro. That shit is crucial, bro.
Like women, I do. That's why women like me, because they be looking at me like that. Like they be looking at me like, see, and I mean that's real game. It's like, you know, women can look at you and be like, ooh, you know, you got a nice eyes, or you. But when women be interacting with me, it's always like a sexual, like, ooh, I bet you could, and I don't even gotta be doing nothing. A part of it because maybe I could be assertive it, and then sometimes it's because I'm laid back and they want to see more. But the whole thing is, it's always a sex vibe and shit.
Yeah,
it's not. This isn't even me like doing it for that to happen. I just can't help that. I'm just hella chill and just how I am and shit.
Hey.
Yeah.
So one thing I realized, right, is I'm glad you said that, because I was realizing, I was like, okay, I've kind of found, I know my sexual confidence. Like you have to know your game. So like I know like what makes me feel good. So like, for example, like I listened to this like Lloyd like LP that I guess came out like 3 or 4 years ago, and he got some slaps on there, bruh. And like I'll even listen to that shit, and it's like sexual R&B that's kind of turned up. But I listen to it in the gym while I'm working out. But the reason why is because in my mind, not only am I trying to buffen up my muscles, but I'm also buffing up my sexual charisma. Does that make sense? That's when women see me, I want them to think of that song in their head when they look at me. You get what I'm saying? That's the energy I'm putting out. So I'm glad you said that. Like if you just give off that energy, bro, that you gonna get submission.
Yeah, bro.
The thing is, women. It's funny. It's good you said that. Women need to know that you can pin them in the bed and dominate them. Women need to know that you can pin them in the bed and dominate them. What happened is a lot of guys come with flimsy, weak noodle energy. She doesn't. What happens is it throws her off because now she goes into her masculine. When you should have been in your masculine, so she can now lay comfortably in her feminine. But she needs to know that you're able to dominate her in the bedroom and outside, of course, but dominate her in the bedroom to the point where her leg showed up to the point where the submission is a burst of pleasure for her. It's a burst of pleasure because when she's dominated, it's opening up the full scope of her femininity. But I don't want to keep going.
I got a good question for you, bro. I got a good ass question for you. This is a good question. You ready for this? Because you older, right? So this is what I want to ask you. Like me personally, what up, Ted Matrix? What up, Golden Child? Me personally, bro. So it's a lot of tactics and strategies that I know that I don't apply, and that's just because I'm just a little older and I just really want to be on chill mode, right? So for you, knowing the game and being a ladies' man, or all of that, do you get to a point where is it like, okay, so is it like it's second nature for you, or do you get, okay, just like, you know how you say you gotta check certain things or you gotta do certain things, and it's like, do do you get to a point where even though you know what needs to be done, you just don't feel like doing it because it's like, my nigga, like, you know what I mean? Or do I need to elaborate? You get what I'm saying?
I think that I think I get what you're saying. I think what happens is, yes, knowing all of this and knowing how it works, it becomes second nature. But what it depends on two things: the energy that I'm picking up from the woman and the energy that we have with each other. So then I will go ahead and execute certain automatically. The download will happen and I start executing things. But if the energy is not there, I'm not going to feel like doing it because it's
But like,
not.
okay, let me give you a better example. I mean, I'm well, this is just an example so you can really unpack the question, but it's not really about this. So let's say you go to the bar, right? So if I go to the bar right now and I can go say the game is on and I'm shooting the shit with a chick and I can tell by the way she touching on me and shit that I could take her back to the house. But I just choose not to because I don't even feel like doing all of that, even though I can. You get what I'm saying more now?
Yeah. So I guess it does come sometimes when you get to a point where the game actually becomes, or I don't want people to think game like we're running some kind of manipulation where what you said becomes boring or just becomes like it's not even worth it. So I understand that you do get to that point, but you only get to that point after you have a whole, how can I say it? You live some life behind that. Right. You're not going to just start off you just like that. No, you have to live some life. And that is the reason why you're at that point where you can leave it or take it. But you do get to that point in some areas of life. But it's not, let me say something. It's not the interaction between you and her, or you could or could not do it. It's something going on the outside of your life. That's why you're doing that.
Yeah.
Because one of the factors is our sex drive determines a lot of what's going on or how we drive in other areas of our life.
Yeah.
And I'm saying when I'm on it with certain things and my sex drive is like boom, 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 I'm knocking things off. But when it's sort of, I'm not as engaged, I don't feel like being bothered. So sometimes it's things going on around that has nothing to do with your interaction with that woman. I hope that answered the question.
Nah, that's super fact, bro. Just be like,
go ahead,
you got
Bonnie.
Bonnie, the headphones like make noise. But nah, bro. Like, I mean, sometimes you got other priorities. Like as men, the reason why you want to have game is you got to get some experiences as a guy under your belt. You got to knock some shit down. Like you got to have that under your belt and at least have the confidence to know that you can do that because it's gonna give you a peace of mind and clarity because you've had that experience kind of. And then you'll kind of know what you want because it's like, bro, you'll get to a point you're going to think about, like me, I think about business more than I think about sex.
Me too.
That's because of where I'm at in my life right now. You know what I mean? I've had some of those fun experiences, but I haven't made a whole shitload of money, and that's what I want to do right now. And that's okay, bro, because it's like you could love basketball, but you could get tired of it for a second, but leave it alone. Focus on other stuff for a while, and then maybe that love will come back. You know what I mean?
That's the reason. That's the reason.
You want to say something, Bonnie?
Shit, I'm finna go upstairs real quick. I know my headphones got this noise coming through, so I'm gonna say something in a few minutes.
Okay.
All right.
So that's why it's so important to know where you are holistically as a man, not just in that interaction, because the interaction just could be just an interaction, and you don't feel like being bothered. You know you can do it, but he's like, you know what? I don't feel like doing it. But you got to look at what's going on holistically in your life, why that interaction wasn't like that for you. And sometimes you just don't want the conquest because you know you can do it. And there's no challenge for you. And so I think that's something what a lot of guys miss. Sometimes it's not a challenge. You know, if I do this, she's going to do that. If she do that, going to do this. Sometimes we forget about this. Women, because I know there's women are watching, you got to challenge the man also. And I mean by challenging, because some guys years ago got me, ain't no woman challenging me. I'm the man. No. You have to pose some things to make sure he's engaged too. Because if a woman does not mentally engage me, I'm lights out. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
I'm gone. Stage left.
That's how come I don't like bullshit in relationships, because see, it sounds like a selfish thing, but it's really not. It's like I can't be engaged if I gotta entertain drama, right? So it just pushes you apart from it, because especially if it ain't about nothing. Like, there is no trouble free any type of situation, but I feel like certain things need to be addressed and certain things don't. Certain things is just like, if we ain't got nothing to talk about, we don't need to talk, and maybe we'll find something interesting later to talk about. But just because we ain't got shit to talk about right now, don't mean let's pick a fight with each other. You know what I'm saying? Just for us to interact. Sometimes I might be all in my head about something, and you all in your head about something, and that's okay. You got to take a detox and just chill back. It's not always. I think that uh, some people, women and men, they rather have somebody's company or attention, whether it's good or bad. They just want to have it. And I'm the type of person, like, I don't want to be around you if I'm not feeling you. Just to say we spending time, or just to feel like we putting effort towards something. Like, I know myself. Like, so if I'm not feeling you and we hanging out and you not feeling me, we finna fight. Not to say I'm gonna pick a fight or she gonna pick a fight. But what I'm saying is, it's like when you're not feeling somebody, everything that they do is gonna irritate you. So why put yourself in that position just because they asked for it? Or if it's flip side, say a woman is kind of chill on me, I'm not gonna force myself on her, because it's not gonna be a good result. Because she want to chill on me, and I want to make myself no. I got some shit to say, and it's going to be a bad interaction, and it's going to push us farther away than we started. You just take a chill down, and then you come back together with a like mind, and actually being able to take some of the gas out of the situation, and then you can talk about situation logically. You see what I'm saying? Because, like I say, some people just want to be up under each other just to not be by themselves, but then they be mad the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Why would you do that?
I think I think that's a problem with most relationships today. A lot of people don't really have no aim for nothing. Like, what do people usually, when they first start kicking it, what are a lot of people's relationships really based off of? What do people do when they first start kicking it? They eat and they fuck. That's what people do. They eat and they fuck, and they do that consistently until it just grows into something. And like Afi said, it grows into a situation to where a lot of times the woman, she don't want to be by herself. The dude, he's just going along with the consistent intimacy or whatnot. And then they build a relationship off some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's why my thing is, if we're gonna be in some type of long-term commitment, see, I'm not looking at it as I'm gonna commit to a person. We're both going to commit to a mission. If we're on the same page, we have to commit to the mission. Because I think if we got a common goal and we got things that we want to do naturally together, then that's going to be the bond that's going to hold us together. Yeah. Because a lot of people just get together, they don't even really have no fucking purpose of being together. They just, like I said, everything starts off from eating, fucking, drinking, and doing things together. But that shit gets played out after a while. But if people had a purpose, if they was aiming for something in life, that would be the glue that will hold people together. That's what I personally believe.
Give Bonnie a fire sign in the chat for that. That was fire game right there.
I agree with that, because it's like, if you want to use that analogy, like, when you do you're on the airplane and they go, when you're gonna crash, the mask come down. They're like, if you have a child, put the mask on yourself first, then do the child. The reason why how you gonna save the child if you're not good? So it's the same thing with like a relationship. Like, if you're not committed to yourself, you can't commit to someone else. And a lot of people are not committed to themselves. They're not committed. And what I mean by that is they're not keeping themselves healthy and in shape. They're not going after their passion. They're not being the best that they can be. they're not working through their issues. So they got these issues, and now you're trying to bring someone else in with their issues. That's not going to work. But you have to be two accountable people that are taking care of their shit. Because when you're people who are accountable, like I know me, when I have days when I'm handling business, bruh, when I hang out with my friends or family or the girl I'm with, I could give them my undivided attention. And I'm really trying to enjoy the time with them because shit got done. You know what I'm saying? But motherfuckers is out here just fucking miserable and trying to have these relationships to mask their real problems.
Hey, I'm a summarize it and put a fork in this shit. You know what the real problem is? And I'm going off of what Bonnie said. This is the major issue right here. The major issue was this. People sign up for the relationships and they're okay, boom, here you go. They see the rainbow, but they're not willing to go through the rain. Yeah, man, I want to super chat. That was so slick because I just made it up. Nobody taught me that.
I'm still.
Oh yeah.
Real talk, because look, though, just like school, right? When you go to school, you get your degree. That's the happy part. But what about the nights that you didn't go to sleep at all? What about when you was broke and you was eating noodles and shit? You know, relationships. It's gonna be boring sometimes. It's gonna be fun sometimes. Sometimes y'all gonna hate each other. Sometimes. It's gonna be like that. You just can't be willing to just not do some shit just because it ain't fun for a week or 2 days or even 6 months. Think about people that are married. Lawrence, you were married. When you're married, it's not like, okay, you and your wife mad at each other, and then you wake up, you're not mad at each other. That shit can go on for a long time. You know what I'm saying? But then y'all can still get it back. You know,
you can't. That's the thing. You can get it back. I think that's what most people don't realize. Since you brought up my marriage, yeah, that was one of the lessons I did not learn. I can say that on my end. I'm not speaking from her. I'm speaking for me. One of the lessons I did not learn that there are ups and huh?
I said you ain't married no. It don't matter. You still prime time, baby.
Yeah, but I have to say that because a lot of times guys get on here and they start the blame game. Well, you know, she did that. No, I had some things that I did that I had to address in my own self. So I didn't realize the ups and downs, even though I seen it and how important that was. So I think it's important that guys realize, like you said, that's good. That'll preach all day. People want the rainbow, but they don't want to go through the rain. That is good advice in any area of life.
That's like the best way to say it concise too. I've never heard it like that. That's the best concise way I've ever heard it said.
That'll preach all day. That'll preach all day. I might have preached that to my church.
You niggas better say A K before you say that now.
Yeah.
Hey, where did you hear that? Because honestly, I don't know why they haven't made that a shirt or some shit. You do the right graphic with that.
Just thought of it right now. Was my vision. I'll just
do that. So I'm giving you here. Boom. I'm Prince Paul. I'm giving you the alley-oop. Boom. Go make that a shirt and some merch, and there you go. That's a hard line right there.
And I also think, like, back to the topic of submission, as far as like being a man, like, see, everybody want, or you typically hear guys say, you know, their ideal chick is this bad bitch, this woman, whatever. But I personally feel like you have to be what you want. So if you, a lot of people don't even be ready for the type of women that they want, and vice versa.
That's fact.
You know what I mean? So if I want this bad bitch, if I want this woman this fine woman to take care of herself and do all these things, be good with money and just whatever I require of a woman, I have to be that. And once this woman comes into my life, I have to be disciplined on myself to be able to lead and show her the example. So if I want a woman to stay in shape and take care of herself, then guess what I got to be doing? I got to be 10 steps ahead of her on that already. You know what I mean? If I want her to get her money shit together, if she's not already on that level, I have to show her that. Like, I have to be everything that I want out of a woman. And I don't think a lot of people realize that. You know, they just want somebody to just come in like you say, they want the fucking rainbow, but they don't want to go through the rain.
You know what's the coldest part I thought though, guys, is this though too, is when you with people for a duration of time, people's shit changes, but you people can't get out the habit of looking at people the same. So I'm gonna use myself for an example. I wanted to teach, go to school, be a principal. Now that sounds like a nightmare to me, right? But this is all up until 2 years ago. I thought one thing and now it's another thing. Now that sounds like a nightmare to me. So we talking about me. I'm the male in the relationship. So boom, that's just my part. She got to deal with it. Now, what if she got her own change? Now she want to do something else, right? She wanted to be a doctor. I was fucking with her. She wanted to be a doctor all this time. So we basically living the life around her doctor schedule, right? You know, as if we got a kid, I got to do this because she got to be at school, this type of shit. That's the lifestyle. That's what I'm accustomed to. Boom. Now all of a sudden she got the entrepreneur bill. She get the entrepreneur bug now. Now she want to do some other shit. So now I gotta fucking adapt to that. On top of what I'm already trying to adapt to my own shit. So people don't be realizing how difficult the shit is. But at the same time, if you kind of know these things going in, you can absolutely deal with them better. You know what I'm saying? But that's the key. It takes two strong people, like my man Vonnie said. You gotta have the same goal, because it ain't just me and you and who and who you like and who you like and who you fucking like. That ain't gonna do it. You gotta have that vision, man. Because the vision, people don't realize they visions can join, man. It's not just, you know, we all have our visions, but vision is just looking forward. But you can look forward with somebody together.
And it don't even have to be like, well, it's my way or the highway. Like, you, in my opinion, you shouldn't even be, if you got a vision.
Uh-oh. We lost it.
Had to call him back. But if you got a vision, like I was saying, it don't have to be, well, it's my way or the highway, and then you get with the chick. Now you trying to bend and break her. It shouldn't even be all that. From the beginning, that shit should be established. Like, that's where the vetting come in. There, like, you know, what are you about? This is what I'm about, and then you're gonna see what she's about through her actions. Because I don't care about what no woman say. I listen through their actions. I'm comprehending the shit that they do through their actions. And like LDA say, that come with the vetting process. But you wouldn't be able to properly vet nobody if you don't know exactly where the fuck you're going and what you're trying to do.
When they vet somebody, there's always a committee there. The committee vets the particular person on where they need to go. You need to have the committee of one of who you're vetting, because you know where you're going. When they're vetting someone to be in Supreme Court justice, what they do is they have a committee, and they have committee meetings and ask certain questions. Why do they ask certain questions? Because they want to know where the person thinks, or what are their stance on different issues. Hence, the same thing you need to do when you're vetting a woman. But you can't do that if you don't know your positioning as a man. And that is the problem.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, too, I think you always need to be constantly vetting. Yeah. Because you know, if you want to see when things could be changing or there's a rift or, you know, and all that, the only way you're going to know is you got to ask questions. And the thing is, too, is some things you're only going to know. You might get all the submission you want until a certain life event happens, too. So just know that, you know, you have to be aware of what submission can go at any time, no matter how good anything's going. You just don't know with life. You know what I mean? Think of the story of Job in the Bible, if you want to think as far as an analogy. That's the perfect analogy. So, but with that said, yeah, bro, because the thing is like, I want submission, but I want submission from a woman that wants to submit. I don't want to have to be a tyrant. And the thing is because I'm too lazy, bro. Like, I'm not over here trying to like force you to do something. Right. And it's like, bro, like, and my shit is tight anyway. So if you ain't trying to submit to my program, which shouldn't even really be like a submit, it should be like a fuck yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, then go on, bro. Who are you talking with that got a better program than me? I know there is some, but odds are probably not. Not in my fucking jurisdiction, my nigga.
But you know what's interesting? Some guys will accept non-submission because they're driven by their lower nature, and so they don't realize the long-term damage it does to them for the next woman that they're going to deal with.
Yeah, and the thing is too, real quick, when I talk about the like, when we point out the fuck shit with women, it's the fuck shit that women are doing to responsible men that don't deserve it. Because a lot of guys, maybe they don't have all the game, but they don't deserve to get ghosted or treated like how they do. They're not doing anything super bad to where you can't at least fucking tell them like, hey, I just, you know, you were a good guy, but it was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm talking about. But a lot of dudes be complaining, but it's like, bruh, like, motherfucker, I would treat you like that too. Like, look at you, bruh. Like, I could look at you and tell why. You know what I mean?
That's one thing I noticed too, man. Like, a lot of people get down. There's been a lot of discussions about black women, right? And I mean, yeah, you know, I've seen the fuckery. I've been through some shit too. But just generally, in my experience with dealing with black women, they all been sweethearts. To me,
yeah,
I don't get that type of treatment. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've had my share of bullshit, but the bullshit times were times where I didn't know certain things and I caused certain things to go a certain type of way. But the way I see shit now, like, black women are some of the sweetest women. You know what I mean? To me, that's how I look at them.
I fucking hate that, bro. Like, I be talking about that. Like, I be like, I'll hear people be like, you know, man. No, like, in corporate America, bro, I'll sometimes see, like, these corporate dudes, like, you know, black women. I'm like, bro, I don't be having, like, submission problems with black women. Like, not, like, in a way where it's different from any other type of woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's on you, bro. In anything, I personally just think you have to fuck with black women, you have to have the most game. That's what I think, because black women are the most street smart on average.
It's like when you just deal with a woman on a certain level, it's just gonna be some shit eventually.
Yeah, of course.
Black, white, whatever. Once y'all make it to that, we around each other mode, shit pops.
That's fact.
Once y'all get past that, we dating, you're hella cool stage. I like everything about you, shit pops. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's
Why
very
you don't wash
true.
the dishes? How come you when you wear hoodies you don't put the hood on? It starts to just be random shit.
I remember my ex was getting on my top because she was like, not getting my top, but annoying me because she was like, you don't wear hats anymore. Like, how come you look cute in hats? You never buy hats. I'm like, I don't got the fucking money for hats because the hat money is going to pay for groceries for us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like, why are you bothering me about little bullshit like that? Because it's like, with me, it's like, I'm real laid back, bro. I don't start arguments and shit. If you come at me with some sideways energy for no fucking reason, like, nigga, don't fuck up my day with that weak ass energy, bro. I hate that shit with a passion. With a passion.
That's one of the shits I be saying, bro. Like, oh, you just want to fuck my day up. Okay.
I hate that shit. I hate when it be smooth, then a jump to conclusions happens. And it's like, bro, that's not even what the fuck's going on. Like I hate that shit.
Yeah. But you know, as far as generally, you know, how men treat women, man, I just think it's all about how a man allow himself to get treated. You know, man, because it can go anywhere, man. And even like, how can I say it? I only got a little experience, man, as far as going out the country now. You know, somebody can object to this. I still believe that female nature is female nature. And I don't even really like dwelling on female nature because that's starting to become like that red pill term. But I feel like women are really all the same naturally in different ways. Like, people compare women outside the country to women in America. And yeah, women in America do have a different way how they project what they're after. But I think a lot of these women outside the country are after the same shit. They just going about it in a different way. You know what I'm saying? So,
or they will if they get exposed to what other women are around. They're just not exposed yet. That's all it is.
Exactly. And a lot of dudes, I mean, of course, man, you go outside the country, man, you want to fuck with beautiful women or exotic women, I should say. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. But it's like you still got to keep your head on the swivel, man, because they'll take advantage of your ass too if you let them. You know what I'm saying? People are still getting got, still getting robbed because they get in the presence of these beautiful women and they let themselves go. So my whole point is, a woman is going to treat a man how he allows himself to get treated, no matter where you go.
Here's my position with shit, because here's what it is. You get taught when you're young, right? If you didn't, because I didn't have game, and then I got put up through my experiences. Because again, I was trying to be the one woman guy, but then women turned me out to a bunch of shit and how shit really go. You know, when a woman told me I thought you had bitches, that changed my whole mindset about how the game goes. You know what I'm saying? Just like, you don't got bitches, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so with that said, it's like, once you know how this shit really goes, it's like, look, you're pretty, but I'm pretty too. But the difference is you got to wear makeup. I don't. I probably make more money than you. I can do more than you. I know that you're used to being the girl and all these niggas want to fuck, but now a nigga like me came around and I know you like it. I'm not dealing with no bullshit. And it's going to take you a while to find somebody else like me. Yes, you should fucking submit to what the fuck I'm doing. Who's doing better in life, me or you? Period. So why is that a bad thing? If I'm fucking with a woman that is doing better than me and has more business and stuff going on, I'm gonna listen to you in that. But at the same time, I still have to protect you for in a relationship. I still got to be your emotional strength. If a motherfucker runs up in here, I'm the one that's got to protect us, not you. So I still got to dominate some shit, whether you got to make more money or not. It's the way it is. It's the problem is that motherfuckers want to redefine how nature is, and they don't even know our true nature. And we got to get back to learning the basics, to be honest with you.
Fact. That's a fact. Go ahead, Afi.
Oh no, that was some good shit. We around an hour and a half, man. Let's say our last words, man. Wrap it up for tonight. Let's say, Lawrence, you want to go? I like that setup too, man. Keep that.
Mm-hmm.
Like the setup
right there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, little lights and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll talk about that behind the scenes. But all I want to say is I hope everybody learned something tonight from what we were talking about and the importance of if you do spot a woman not getting genuine submission, because we use the word fake, but you need to also the importance of something I preach and advocate is that you have to vet people that's going to be in your life. And you always, and in the case of dealing with women, you vet them and you constantly have to challenge them. But it all comes back to you. You have to be the man enough to know when something is going good and when something is not going good. And to maintain a successful relationship, you have to do relationship checkups. Something that's not talked about, I don't hear too much on YouTube, but you got to do a relationship checkup to make sure it's going in the direction it needs to go. I am Lawrence D. Adams. Find me on YouTube, Instagram. Don't follow me on Facebook because I'm about to stop all that.
Good. Hey, Lawrence, you gotta send me your audio message of what you thought about what I said before we went live, because you never answered my question because we just went live after that. Remember I was showing you that thing to talk about the, I'll tell you. Go ahead, Shrav.
Hey, so I think just the overall thing is just be a more thorough person as a man outside of women, just as a man, like your soul, you are, and you will attract submission from the right types more often from the right types of women that you need. So it all starts with you. So that's how you're really going to avoid it. Start with self.
Along with what we talked about today, and I think that everything that's ever talked about on this channel that we all talk about. Before it becomes about a woman, it all has to come to do with self, who we are as individuals, especially who we are as men. Because the more you learn yourself, the more you learn everything else. And just like I once heard a wise man say, I know women because I know myself. That might go over some people's heads, but the ones who get it, get it. So everything starts with you, man. First and foremost, I just believe everything that we talk about on these panels, it all boils down to self. So keep that in mind. Vonnie EC.
What's up? Follow me on Instagram, Dominance Mindset Raw Gang. Buy my books. Subscribe to my channels. Get on my Patreon. It's all over there on Instagram. That's the easiest way to do it. Y'all have a good night. Everybody, appreciate y'all. Make sure you guys share this video and drop a comment after the video was up. I appreciate that so we can hit the algorithm. Y'all have a good Sunday and wake up and have a blessed week.